Hello and welcome! This character profile video is for the class Titan, and what you'll see is all of his skills, the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommend, his skill combos, enhancements, player card, and a gameplay video. So, without further ado, I give you the class Titan. Here we go. And welcome to the skills slide. If you are new to my character profile videos, allow me to introduce the interface. On the left hand side is all of his skills. On the right hand side is all the specials that go with those skills. And then the column charges is how many times you can use the skill. And then hits is how many times the skill hits a creature or opponent in the game world. And the column damage-PVE is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against another creature, a creature in the game world. And damage-PVP is the highest percentage damage that skill will do against another player's character. And of course you have your passive skill at the bottom. So a few things to mention. One is if you look in specials and you see the word forward guard and super armor are colored red, and now look at the bottom left corner, that just means that those things are not applied in arena. Everywhere else in the game it applies, so just be aware of that. And then on the left hand side in the skill column where it says Giant's Roar, it's colored blue because it is connected to the passive. And I will go over the passive in the PvP slide, but for now, take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the top 8 PvE skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvE slide. So what I've done is I've taken all the skills and I've organized them according to the column of damage-PVE, with the highest percentage at the top all the way down to the lowest at the bottom. And your highest damaging skill is called Beast Slayer. So there is one more thing to explain, and that is why is there a block of it colored in green, and that is because we can only take 8 skills into the world at a time, and these are the 8 I recommend because of damage percentage from up top all the way down to the lowest. You are definitely free to use the other ones like Pile Driver, Falling Rock, and Axe Mastery, and definitely Giant's Roar because it's an automatic connection to your passive. And once again, I'll explain that in the next slide, which is the PvP. So not much else to say here. It's just if you're looking for guidance on what skills you should use, these are the ones that I recommend to start out with and get comfortable with. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the top 8 PvP skills that I recommend. Here we go. And welcome to the PvP slide. So what I've done is I've taken all the skills and I've organized them according to the column of damage-PVP, with the highest percentage at the top all the way down to the lowest at the bottom. And Beast Slayer continues to be your highest damaging skill. Now, everyone who does PvP always wants to know, what skills can I use that have super armor that I can use in arena as well as outside of arena, so they don't have to mess with it. You know, just stick to what you can do, and that's your option. And there are 3. There are Beastly Wind Slash, and then it is Falling Rock, and the third one is Pile Driver. Now, what's got me happy is that there's 2 of them that give you super armor without any hassle, and that is Falling Rock, because you daze your opponent possibly, and you cannot be grabbed during the skill. That is great, and you're getting your super armor active, so that is definitely worth looking into. And then the other one is not part of the 8 that I'm recommending, but it does do a good job, and that's Pile Driver. You can hold for an additional attack. It reduces PvP damage received by 50% for 3 seconds on grab. You know, it's just you're grabbing them and you're giving yourself super armor and possibly bound on hit. It's just the ultimate way to say, I'm giving myself super armor and you're gonna get something too in return. So, your choice, but those are the 3 for super armor. And what we're gonna do is I want to go into what the passive is and what it means. So we're gonna move on to that. And of course, you know why there's a block of green that are 8. That's the 8 skills we could take in. So let's go to the passive, and I'm just gonna read it to you. So it's called Theranthropy, and it's using the energy of the latent beast will continue beast form for a specific amount of time. And what I've done is I've split it up so it's easier to read. As mentioned before, Giant's Roar is an instant automatic passive activation. So it says using Giant's Roar applies Theranthropy effect and resets duration. It increases the max HP and recovery applies from level 70 and higher. So definitely consider having Giant's Roar in your list of skills, even though I didn't highlight it green. If you're going for straight damage, then go with the green, but consider adding the Giant's Roar. And now, Theranthropy. It consumes 35 MP when using the skill. It consuming MP 3 times applies Theranthropy for 30 seconds. And max HP increased by 4,000. It does not apply in Arena or Battle of the Sun. Reduces damage from adventures by 20%. And recovers 3% HP every 5 seconds for 30 seconds. So this is a really good passive to not only keep your health up, but allow you to, reduce the damage. You're helping people is basically this, and you're staying healthy and alive. So this is really good to make him a solid person that stands and just takes punishment. But what I want to do is I want to show you what the passive looks like when it's active. So give me a second, let me cut to a video where I show you gameplay of activating our passive for Giant's Roar, as well as how you do it for just the regular Theranthropy. So here we go, queuing that up. Okay, we are here and we're gonna mess with those guys behind us. And the skill that is Giant's Roar is this one right here, bottom left corner. Looks like I'm out roaring. So first things first, let us do 3 skills, any 3 skills. So 2 and 3. And this is what your passive looks like when it's active. Can't miss it. You look like you're on fire, and very visual. So what we're gonna do is just back up, allow this to run out, which is about 30 seconds. I think they go by the Mississippi system, I'm not sure. So once it runs out, we're gonna show you that Giant's Roar automatically triggers your passive. Here we go. And just like that, this is why you should consider having Giant's Roar part of your arsenal of skills that you use. And now, let's have some fun. We're just gonna let him loose for a while. And there we go. Whenever he grabs someone, it's just so rewarding. Bam. Oh, they pinned me in. I gotta kill him to get out. Alright, so let's go ahead and head back to the PvP slide now that you have an understanding of how the passive works. And I'll see you there. And zooming in. Here we go. And welcome back to the PvP slide. So now that everything has been explained here, take a moment to look at everything, and when you're ready, we'll move on to the next slide called Skill Combos. Here we go. And welcome to the Skill Combo slide. So before I explain how this slide works, let me tell you how you get to it. When you're in the game and you hit up the pause menu or the menu, you look over to the far right and you tap on the block called Skills. Now that you're on the Skills screen, look to the middle of it and down to where there's a icon that looks like a magnifying glass with a circle around it. And of course it'll say Skill Combos to the right of it. Tap on that and now you're here, the list of skill combos. So the way this works is these are ideas on how to do combinations from Pearl Abyss. If you're just at a loss and you're like, I don't know how to play this character, print this out or have it on another screen. Maybe print it out black and white, but have it next to you so you can practice these, and it's a very good starting point. So first of all, here's how it works. On the left hand side in blue is the skill you would start with, and then it chains into, which is the icon in the middle, to the next skill on the right in gray. So for example, at the top left corner you would use the skill Storming Beast, and then it chains into the next one called Beast Slayer. Now I looked this over for just a few moments and I noticed that I can only find 2 combos that are 3-hit combos, so let's share. If you look on the left hand side and go all the way down where it says Raging Thunder, you would start with that, and then you would choose Beastly Wind Slash, and then if you go up to from the blue, actually I just noticed that, wow, it's duplicated, oh boy. If you go up to Beastly Wind Slash, you'll notice that it chains into Beast Slayer. So Raging Thunder, Beastly Wind Slash, Beast Slayer, 3-hit combo. The other one is Raging Thunder, choosing Pile Driver, and then go all the way up to the second one where it says Pile Driver in blue, and then choose Frenzied Destroyer. So 3-hit combo, Raging Thunder, Pile Driver, and Frenzied Destroyer. And there you have it. This is how the skill combo screen works. So take a moment to look at everything, and when you're ready, we're going to move on to the enhancement slide. Here we go. And welcome to the enhancement slide. So if you are new to this slide, allow me to introduce how the interface works. On the far left side is all of his skills. On the far right side is all the branch damage connected to those skills, and there's 4 columns in the center. The first one, second, and fourth, I usually make it so that those things are doing something for your Titan. The third column is usually reserved for things that happen to the creature or player's character you are battling. So for example, if you look at Earth Shatter and you look at the third column, when you use that enhancement, once it's unlocked for target move speed minus 5% for 10 seconds, that doesn't mean that it affects you. That's the creature or opponent you're fighting. That's what happens to them. Okay, so a few things to say. One is all of these enhancements need to be unlocked. You find it on the skills screen, and then if you were to highlight, say, Earth Shatter, you'll see 3 little circles around the icon for Earth Shatter. Those are enhancements, and if you tap on them, you'll see that they require silver to unlock, and once you do that, you have access to those added things when you use your skill Earth Shatter. So the other thing is, if you notice a red number next to an enhancement, that means that you need to collect what's called skill books in the world and pay some silver to learn it and get your level up for Earth Shatter. So you need to be a certain level to be able to unlock that enhancement. So if it has like a, say, a number 2, chances are you'll need 2 or 3 skill books to get to that level. I'm not saying that's exactly how many you need, but a rough estimate. And how you get these skill books is you fight creatures in the world of Elion or Hadum. And in Hadum, when you get treasure chests, you'll see that they are higher quality skill books that you receive. Same thing, you pay some silver to learn it, and you're raising your level to gain access to unlock these enhancements. And you really do want to unlock every single enhancement that you have so that your Titan will be so strong, and so many options for you to decide how you want to use him to battle creatures or other players. So, now that you know how this works, take a moment to look at it, and when you're ready, we're going to move on to the player card. Here we go. And welcome to the player card. It is like a baseball card. It is all the slides you saw previously, all combined into one screen. So, and there's something new on here as well. So, if you're familiar with my character profile videos and you see a character you're interested in, you just don't have much time, you can come all the way to my my player card section and print that out, maybe black and white. It's a little heavy on color. And take a look at it, and then when you want to know all the details about that character, come back and listen to this video where we give you those things. So the way this works is at the very top is the top 8 PVE and PVP skills that I recommended, and to the right of that is something new. It's called immobilization. Anytime a skill stuns, knocks down, bound, freeze, anything that immobilizes the creature you're fighting or the opponent you're fighting, it's listed here as green, it has one, and then the next column, a red, you don't, and then the next column is how many immobilizations do you have. Now, I will in a little bit describe why that matters. So for now, Raging Thunder and Frenzied Destroyer are the 2 skills that have the most immobilizations. And if you're still wondering, I just don't know what you mean, what do you mean by immobilization? Let's look down one below at the skills section for Raging Thunder. It's the second skill. Look all the way to the right. It gives super armor, not in arena, but it will knock back the creature or opponent you're fighting on the first hit and knock back them again on the last hit. And it is 9 hits that this skill does. So those 2 things immobilize because it takes time for the creature or the player to get up, and you could more than likely get in another hit while they're spending the animation to try to get up and get ready and fight you again. So that's how that works. And now that you know how the skill slide section works, and you just heard about the enhancements, so let's go ahead and look below that. It's a legend for what's not applied in Path of Glory and what's not applied in Arena. And I did miss this, but if you look at the enhancements section for Raging Thunder, all the way over to the right where it says heal 61 HP per hit, that is not applied in Path of Glory. But when you unlock that enhancement and use that skill Raging Thunder, anywhere else in the game, he will heal himself for 61 HP per hit. And Raging Thunder hits 9 times, so that adds up. If you keep attacking with that skill, he'll keep healing. So below that is, if you are wondering what the definition of forward guard or super armor is, let's describe it and read it to you. Forward guard. This means that incoming damage will either be 0 or heavily reduced. the way that forward guard works in a nutshell is if you put a shield in front of you and you had an opponent trying to attack you, that damage is hitting the shield and not you. So in front of you, maybe off to the right or the left, trying to damage you, this will apply. But if you allow them to get behind you, then they'll damage you normally. So beware with forward guard, that's how it works. Super armor. This is what everyone who does PvP must have active. This means that incoming damage will be reduced, and the effects that immobilize you, like stun, knockdown, freeze, etc., will not happen for a duration of time. Now comes that explanation. If you and I were battling each other, I want to throw as many immobilizations at you as possible so I can get that one in when your super armor stops working. So if I do Raging Thunder and Frenzied Destroyer and everything else on that list, I am throwing, 10 immobilizations at you and constantly doing it. There's bound to be that one that'll get in and I'll knock you down and I'll get an extra hit in, and that could turn the tide in a battle. So that's why super armor is so important to people who do the PvP part of the game. So take a moment to look at all this, and when you're ready, the music is going to change. We're going to move on to the gameplay video where we show you what the Titan can do. Here we go. And welcome to the gameplay video. So before we get started, let us show you where we're at. We're over here in Balanos, and we are at Kron Castle entrance, and we're here because we love it here. Their CP is 2519 and ours is a measly 4,573. You'll be fine. So the way this works is we will use this autopath, have him fight for about 2, maybe 3 minutes, at which time we'll go back to town. I'll give my outro and say thank you. So without further ado, I give you the class Titan. Here we go. Just about ready to head back to town. Get a few more hits in. There we go. So while the loading screen is appearing, let me take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like my videos, please subscribe, like, let people know. I'm always making more videos, and there's definitely a lot more videos left to do. So what we do here is we just put our Titan in a pose, zoom in. I kind of got a little carried away with the camera. It zoomed way in. And we'll also have him give away, yeah, see, whoops. Yeah, I think we get the point. Let's see if we can get zoomed out. There we go. And we'll have him give a wave. And that was so unique. I had to try that again. So when I do that, thank you guys very much. You all have a great day.